Hello, my name is Andrew Lay. I do not require sponsorship now or in the future. Currently, I'm open to whatever location is available for the company, as I do not have a location preference at the moment. I'm currently a sophomore at the University of Wisconsin-Madison, completing a double major in both computer science and data science. Prior to arriving at the University of Wisconsin, I grew up for the first 18 years of my life in the Bay Area, specifically in the city of Fremont. One of my favorite pastimes growing up was watching and following sports. In particular, the sport of baseball was very captivating to me, as one of my first memories as a child was watching the Giants win the 2010 World Series championship. This love of baseball has led me to discover another passion of mine, statistics and analytics. As you may know, baseball is a sport that is extremely reliant on data, analytics, and advanced statistics. One of the things that fascinated me the most about baseball was seeing the impact that the true stars of the game had on their team and their chances of winning. In particular, seeing how far ahead of the pack players such as Mike Trout, Giancarlo Stanton, and Clayton Kershaw were, and seeing their ascent and descent from stardom over the years with advanced statistics was very intriguing to me. This intrigue has led me to further enhance my knowledge of statistics and analyzing data, and eventually led me to pursue a second major in data science. Being able to intern at Yanfeng would be an experience I will not take for granted. One of my other passions is cars, and specifically the interior design of cars. From the Bluetooth features, to the navigation, to the car's audio, the interior of cars has fascinated me from a young age. Furthermore, I believe my work ethic is extremely suitable for Yanfeng, as I am not a believer in doing the bare minimum, aligning with Yanfeng's principles of exceeding the expectations of their customers and to be the best automotive supplier in the world. To be able to gain valuable exposure in my future field of work while also being able to work at a company revolving around one of my passions would be an experience I will definitely not take for granted. The ideal coworker, in my opinion, puts the team's wishes over his or hers. For example, an ideal coworker cannot be extremely demanding and cannot force the rest of the team to adhere to his or her wishes. Furthermore, an ideal coworker must be collaborative and productive and cannot slack off on his or her part of the project. Having a coworker that slacks off is extremely counterproductive and can oftentimes slow a group down massively. Lastly, an optimal coworker, in my opinion, must be as honest as possible. For instance, there are examples where one may need assistance with their work. In this instance, honesty is of the utmost importance, as a person who lies about their reasoning as to why they cannot complete their share of the work is a person who is not a good fit for the team. One of my core beliefs when encountering a conflict is to find a compromise and come to an agreement. Last semester, there is an instance of me and my roommate not getting along quite well. My roommate is not a very clean person naturally and likes to leave our apartment in a messy state. I had told two of my other friends, who I needed to work on a project with, to come to my apartment so we could work. However, 30 minutes before they were scheduled to arrive, the apartment was still in a messy state and my roommate was asleep. I woke up and told him, since I am the one who needs the apartment to be clean, I will help clean it, but since you are the one that made the mess, you need to do the majority of the cleaning. After a little fussing, my roommate finally relented and cleaned up the majority of the apartment. This compromise got the point across to my roommate, as he barely left the apartment in a mess afterwards and made a conscious effort to keep his room clean. Instances have also occurred where I've had issues expressing my thoughts and points of view. In the first semester, I had a couple early classes in my schedule. The night before my first early class, I had trouble sleeping because my roommates were playing their music too loudly. I went out of my room and started yelling at them, and as a result, we got into a huge argument. My tone and my language that I used towards them was a huge contributing factor, as instead of being courteous and trying to explain my situation, I instead unloaded all of my frustration on my roommates. I've gained valuable experiences from this incident, most notable of them all being that I need to control my anger. Growing up, I've always been a kid with anger issues, but I had not truly understood the effect that this had on my friends and the people around me. Having this experience, while not pleasant at the time, was a huge and a very necessary wake-up call for me to change my demeanor and tone around them. Thank you for your time.